Welcome back to Cooking Index to Appendix. You're with Chris Stobbs, and today we are cooking our 16th recipe. I'm pretty excited. It's the first recipe of its type. I know that's been happening a lot lately, and that's got a lot to do with the fact that I'm actually trawling all the way through the cookbook at the moment to try and find as much variation each week to make sure you guys are happy with what you're seeing. So today's recipe is called Rub-a-Dub-Dub. Should be self-explanatory. We're pretty much going to be doing a dry rub chicken wing, and then we're going to go outside and we're going to barbecue this bad boy. So we take a look down here. So we have a beautiful array of ground spices. We also have a little bit of brown sugar. We then start with some ground cinnamon, some ground cumin, some ground coriander, some salt, some ground cayenne pepper, some ground black pepper, and some ground cardamom. What we're going to do is we've got some chicken wings here which I've just thrown in some oil, and we're going to add all of these spices to there eventually. But first, let me show you a trick. It may not seem like a trick to most of you, but it's something that I find quite useful. The tip is, don't throw the ingredients straight in the bowl. The reason being is that it's not going to be evenly distributed. You're going to get some wings that have got a little bit too much cayenne, nice burn. You're going to get a little bit too much cardamom, can be a little bit overpowering. So what I can recommend is get a Tupperware or a little glass dish and then put all your dried herbs in there. What you can then do is mix that all up, and you've got a nice even spread of your herbs and your spices, and then you can put that in. So it's all about consistency really, and that should be going through every recipe that we do. We're looking at marinades, dry rubs, batters, everything. We want to make sure that all of that flavour is going through all of those wings exactly the same. You don't want to be sitting down with some mates, you have a wing and you're like, wow, that's awesome, can you feel that punch of heat? And the mate next to you is going like, oh wow, got a really aniseedy taste coming through. It gets really confusing. So this is a big tip, it's going to help you, and it's not only for wings, it's pretty much for everything. Give it a nice little shake. There we go. The other advantage is, if you do a big batch of this, chuck it in a spice jar, and we don't have to go through this process again next time. You just sprinkle it as if it was mixed herbs. So, in we go. Well, I can smell that already. There's definitely hints of sort of like an Indian type of curry type flavor, which might be obvious as well to a lot of you because that's most of the ground base to an Indian curry. So what we're going to do is we're just going to mix that around. A lot of people would use a spoon here. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. I'll tell you why. You're in a bowl. You need to get a little bit messy, and it's the best way to really get those spices into that chicken. Again, safety first, so once I'm done with this, you're going to hit that sink, clean those hands with a little bit of soap. So we can look there, you can see I've pretty much mixed it up really, really well. So, the thing with this little rub, we're going to leave it for about an hour. As I've said before, if you can leave it for longer, go for it, but 1 hour minimum for this one. We're going to chuck it in the fridge, and when I see you next, I want to be showing you where all the magic happens in this house. And welcome to my magic place. So this is pretty much my barbecue area. It's where I like to spend a lot of time, not only cooking wings, roasts, pizzas, you name it. This bad boy creates a lot of magic. You may have also noticed that the sky has changed somewhat. I haven't cooked or marinated, should I say, the wings for an hour, but I've kept them going for about 36 hours. I thought I'd push the envelope a little bit. So again, I'm expecting really, really big things. I've got the barbecue to a really nice even heat at the moment. I'm going to drop it now to go for medium-ish heat, and then I'm going to put the wings on for about 20 or 30 minutes. As you know, when you're barbecuing and braaiing, you've got to really adjust and adapt. You almost got to be like a ninja and just take things as they come. So I'm hoping the skin's going to be really crispy, really, really tasty, really gristly, and really fragrant. So no more talking, let's just get these bad boys on. That's what we like to hear, that nice little sizzle. Now, don't be afraid if you get a bit of flameage. That's generally going to happen, that's the marinade kicking through. So in the beginning it's really important when you got that flame is to just make sure you're sort of just turning that meat. That flames are going to go away eventually, but it actually adds a nice little flavor to it. So, you know, don't be scared of it. And like I say, there you go. You can see it's already dying out. Oh wow. Yeah, those flavors are kicking in. That cinnamon and that cumin's beautiful. Oh, we in for a really, really good night tonight. So, as I said earlier, I'm going to let these bad boys cook. I'm going to turn them probably every 10 minutes or so, depending on how crispy the skin gets. And then I'm going to see you a little bit later towards the end, and we're probably just going to have a little bit of a taster right here off the grill. See you then. Cool, welcome back. These bad boys have been cooking about 35 minutes or so. They're looking super, super crunchy. Yeah, skin's nice and crisp, nice little bit of gristle, chicken's cooked through. I've been cooling one of them down, so when I grab it off the fire and just start eating it, don't think I'm He-Man or anything like that. But we'll just bring one of these guys in for you to see. So I mean, have a look at that. That is fantastic. Yeah. It's beautiful, it's gristly, it's ready for the tummy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to chuck those on the side here. Turn that barbie off. Just going to get stuck in. Smells really, really good. I apologise if it's a little bit noisy. There's a bit of wind in the background here, and we've got, you know, the beautiful birds and everything like that. All part of the scenery. That's why I say this is my magic place. So I can smell that cinnamon coming through very strongly actually, so I'm hoping it's not too overpowering. Just do a bone twister, one of my favourite methods when we're at the braai. Yeah, that smells gorgeous. Very surprised. I thought that cinnamon would be way overpowering, but it's actually beautiful. Yeah, it works really well. There's that sugar coming through, there's a slight hint of cumin. It doesn't taste anything like Indian food, as I mentioned earlier. Literally, it's just never really tasted anything like it. If you're looking for a really unique flavor in a wing, I'd highly recommend these. They're really, really good. Read the review below and find out what I really thought about them when I score them high. Bye.